Now, a new Indian Air Force tender for Rafale fighter jets has drawn attention amid ongoing political and military narratives around last year's Operation Sindoor. The IAF has issued a request for proposal seeking a short-term bridge support package for its fleet of 36 Rafale aircraft. Officials say the interim arrangement is meant to ensure continued operation readiness and maintenance support after the current contract expires in September. Now, the package will cover logistics and technical support for 5 months until a long-term sustained deal is finalized with France's Dassault Aviation. India has purchased 36 jets under a 2016 intergovernmental agreement, which also includes weapon systems, simulators, and long-term maintenance support. Now, while Pakistan has repeatedly claimed loss of Rafale jets during Operation Sindoor, Indian military leadership has consistently rejected these claims coming in from Pakistan. Ajay, once again, a short-term deal is sought for these 36 fighter jets, but what is the long-term action that is expected?
See, what we have seen that after Operation Sindoor, Pakistan was trying to build a narrative against India by saying that they have shot down Indian Rafales and other, aircraft during the Operation Sindoor. But, number of times it was refuted by the authorities, but also, this new tender clearly indicates that all the Rafales are, well in place over here in India, and definitely they are ready to protect the borders in the future as well, because of maintenance and tender for these Rafales and, bridges that have been floated by the authorities. That clearly is a message to the world community and Pakistan's narrative that they are just trying to peddle a lie against India as far as the Rafales are concerned, because this machine is a machine of modern warfare, and that machine have served the purpose what Indian authorities and Indian Air Force was looking for, because during the Operation Sindoor, a number of their base camps, army base camps, terror launch pads and terror headquarters were decimated by these very aircrafts, and that clearly a message that in the coming time as well, if anything like that will take place from the Pakistan side, that will be retaliated, and that Rafales will be ready to destroy on the plan of enemy.
Right. Thank you, Ajay, for joining us. Defense expert Brigadier Vijay Sagar Diwan is also joining us. Brigadier Diwan, thank you very much for speaking to us. Of course, India is seeking this short-term contract for Rafales. But talking about Operation Sindoor, could you help us explain whether the Rafale jets came of purpose for the Indian Defense Forces, Indian Air Force, because Pakistan claims something quite the contrary. Once again, if you can dismantle Pakistan's mythical claims.
See, first of all, let me tell you very, very clearly that whatever Pakistan states, it's all a manufactured lies in a laboratory by the ISI. The problem with Pakistanis is, whenever there's a conflict, they have to convince their own public that yes, Pakistani military is supreme, which is not the case. In front of Indian Army, they go Indian Armed Forces, they are nothing. I'm using the word nothing because of, I can give you the correct analysis as well if you have the time. But point I'm trying to tell you, whatever statements come from there, they are basically for their domestic consumption. And they are far, far from truth. They are absolute lies. I'll tell you why. Why I'm saying is, they said that we've downed the Rafales. Maybe that was resonated by their dear friend President Donald Trump as well. But the fact on ground is, Rafale is a time-tested, battle-tested aircraft in at least 3 wars, if not more. And this has the ability to strike air-to-ground weapons 150 kilometers deep, and also air-to-air weapons almost more than 200 kilometers. So in that case, there was no reason for Rafale to cross the international border and come into the range of their air-to-air missiles or their ground-to-air missiles. So how can they shoot it down? And of course, they also said that we destroyed something on ground. That's nothing. And now this is improved by the tender. Why would India give a tender for 36 Rafales in case 1 or 2 were shot down? I mean, are we so fond of giving extra money to the contractors? No. And that is in any case is audited. that mistake cannot happen. So this is how the Pakistanis only call it a bluff, and there's nothing more than that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Brigadier, for speaking to us and giving us clarity on that. We take a very quick break, viewers. We'll be right back.